Hello everybody, I have returned from the dead. Not really, I've just been graduating and working and all that jazz. But I'm back now. I know a lot of you guys have really enjoyed my videos and I really appreciate that. You know, it's very encouraging when I get a lot of positive comments. And yeah, I got a new mod for you guys here. This is the Great War mod 5.1 for Napoleon Total War. And I have to say, this is an absolutely fantastic mod. I mean, you can just see in the background here what's going on. This is a really legit game. So props to, I believe his name is Mitch. He's the guy that made it. And yeah, I'm just gonna show you guys some of it. So World War I campaigns. There's a lot of countries you can play as here, and of course you can play as the main ones. There's England and France and Russia. This is Russia. But there's also a bunch of minor nations, which is interesting. Switzerland and let's see here, Belgium, which is very important to be able to play as. They're actually pretty important. You got Norway, Portugal, and they come into play in the campaign, which is really interesting because they stayed neutral during the war, but you know, as you play through, it's kind of cool because you can drag other nations into the war through alliances and whatnot. So Austria-Hungary, that would be a very fun nation to play as, because you got Russia on the right and Italy on the left. But I think that for this campaign, I'm gonna play as Italy. Yes, I know there have been other people that have already done Let's Plays with Italy and just done a really good job showing it off. But I'm a World War II reenactor, and I reenact an Italian soldier. So this is just something that I really want to do. Portray the constitutional monarchy of Italy. Now, a lot of people gave Italy a lot of shit for their role in World War I, and it's because they call them like side switchers. At first, they were kind of had a lot in common with the Central Powers. Italy and Germany were both recently unified nations. They had unified in the 1850s, 1860s, and they were both traditional enemies of France. So that's one thing. They're also both trying to get on the colony scene. They both wanted to get their colonies set up. So Italy began to get colonies in East Africa. Germany had got was it the Congo? No, that's Dutch. It was more like Central and Southern Africa where Germany got her colonies. But Germany also had colonies in China. They actually built a brewery there in proper German fashion. I wish this game was kind of like Europe or Empire Total War, where you could actually fight in China over here or in Africa down here. But yeah, it's Napoleon Total War, so it doesn't really have that map or that those territories set into the game. So let's go ahead and start. I think the reason, it's been discussed multiple times, but there is also evidence or a reason for Italy joining the Entente, and mainly it's just because of a huge rivalry with Austria-Hungary that dated back to before World War I. It was around the time of Italy's unification. Austria was destroyed by Napoleon, whereas Italy had kind of been reinvigorated and began to, unify. So after Austria-Hungary was established as an empire, it had taken over this area called the Piave, or it's on the Piave River. It's kind of the Isonzo Valley, which was traditionally an Italian province, and I will show you that. Enforce loyal factions, yes. I don't want France to declare war on me, or any of that bullshit. Okay, so it's right around here, actually, right around Venice, this area here, and this is the contested area. I wonder if this is the Piave River. Maybe they don't show it. But yes, there was a river that basically separated it Austria-Hungary had kind of claims to it, even though it was traditionally Italian. And there were a lot of mixed people living in the region. There was, you know, I guess what you would consider Yugoslavians, because that's what this eventually became. But there was a very large portion of Italians, because Italy did not do very well in the war at all. And a big part of that is because, I mean, look at these mountains. This is where most of the warfare, or a lot of the warfare took place, is these mountain ranges. Caporetto, man, that was a disaster for the Italians. It was a combined German and Austrian counterattack, which I'm not sure if we will see that play out in here. Maybe once I take Tyrol. But this is just an awesome area to, you know, the way that this game is built. This region right here is one of the most unique I've ever seen in any. I mean, in actual history, it's one of the most unique, basically campaigns. But even in this game, it's, you know, the mountains they just play such a vital role. And putting snipers on the top, they're devastating. So, all right, let's get started. Right now, I think I'm not at war with anyone. Yes, there's no war. Okay. Well, let's get trade going. Trade? Money? Excellent. England? Trade? Okay, cool. Russia. Give me that money. Alright, and then we will not trade with the Ottomans, the Germans, or the Austro-Hungarians because we want to starve them. We want them to be, you know, in trouble. Spain, let's see if we might be able to drag them into this conflict eventually. Ooh, Switzerland. Huh, excellent. So this is going to bring in the bank for us. Well, potentially. Greece. Serbia. I would very much like to get a trade network going to them, but they're not going to last long, unfortunately. Yeah, the Austro-Hungarians, they are brutal towards them. That would be actually a really fun campaign to play as, would be Serbia. Or, again, Austria-Hungary, that, you know, would just take them over. And probably when you get the option to peacefully occupy or slaughter them, to keep with the historical fashion, you would slaughter them, unfortunately. But, alright, let's get moving. Enough of my blabbering. Let's see here, what do we want here? Definitely gonna want a small barracks here. And why not? We'll get two of these. Okay. Because we're gonna be attacked from multiple ends, and if, you know, I played this a little bit earlier, Switzerland isn't, you know, they're us getting involved in the conflict is not in their interest because they border us, and then there's war going on around them, and they tend to get a little upset. So we want to just protect our borders here, protect the mountains. Let's see here. Let's get. Really, I'm already out of money. Let's get a. Yes, let's get a mill town here. And then over here we will build a college, so we can actually. Where is it? Research. We can study something. What should we get? I have to say the building tree in this game is awesome. Let's see here. You can trade your technology, and when you eventually when you have alliances, you know, you wanna give technology to your allies. I think mass production will be one that we will definitely want. Yes, we can get those industries going. Because eventually we're gonna want Airplanes, absolutely, we have that. But we also want to get air bases and let's see, where is it? Air bases, aircraft carriers. Oh wow. Okay. Oh, and bombing operations. Yeah, I think that's what we'll want. Aerial warfare, aerial reconnaissance. That's what we'll need. We'll have to get a small barracks first before we do that. But let's go with mass production first. Okay, excellent. And let's move our armies over just because tensions are rising. Those damn Austro-Hungarians are, you know,
Da
annoying us.
sinistra, in marcia!
You marcha!
Non
Yes.
posso andarci.
Yeah, I noticed this is a glitch. You
Impossibile.
won't go there, so okay. Go
Nessuno
around then.
Sono ai vostri ordini.
Nice bathrobe. We got some rifle infantry here. Do we have anything here? Okay, if we move him up.
Avanti, in marcia!
What? Yeah, first turn is like a little glitchy, but that's okay. We can deal with it because it won't let me click anywhere.
Non posso andarci.
Okay, eventually, just whatever.
È impossibile,
You chill there.
signore.
Okay, so we're also going to want eventually to get here. Maybe start to blockade the Ottomans. Disrupt this port so then they can't get any trade going. This is good. This is good. We can strangle them. So let's see what everybody else does. I suppose I could technically, you know, join forces with the Central Powers, but I don't know. This region here has been it has always been known as impassable for the Italians, but the French could easily attack because they got easy access to the slopes. But I feel like in this game it's possible. Actually, that'd be pretty fun to play in. I don't know. One day maybe. I want to play up in these Alps. Okay. We will want artillery for sure. So let's get artillery going here. Here we can get farmer stalls. Or do we want more artillery? What does this do for us? No, we don't need that much. Okay. Let's see here. I want to do cheap things first. This is already a village or a town. I think eventually I want to get that large town. Don't know if I want to turn that into a warehouse. So much to do, so little money. Goodness. This is always a tough decision. Autonomy. Not entirely sure what this does. Let's see here. Happiness. Minus 4% to tax income. I don't think I want to get those yet. Maybe eventually, especially here in Sicily, they'll want to be autonomous. Because they're not the closest with the Italian mainland, and the Italian mainland doesn't really like Sicily that much either. Funny thing is, I'm both Sicilian and mainland Italian. So somehow that worked out.